12 essential rules each man should follow to build muscles without a gym. Hey guys, welcome back to Red Reel. My name is Bogdan Kharyenko. I help men go from skinny fat to lean and muscular physique with bodyweight workouts and weighted calisthenics. Before talking about those 12 rules, I just want to let you know why I think that building muscles with bodyweight workouts, aka calisthenics, is actually a great way. And you probably think now that it's impossible, that those bodyweight exercises are quite easy. They are for beginners, just to prepare your body for the gym workouts, and there is truth in these words, but you forgot to mention that there is so-called progressive overload when you are able to go harder and doing the exercises harder. In terms of calisthenics, you can make regular pull-ups, push-ups, dips harder. There are so many progressions you can't even imagine, and it means that if the progressions are harder week by week, it means that your muscles still will receive the stimulus to growth. That's why there is no reason why you can hit plateau and stuck in one place, because you constantly keep improving and growing, and your body is gonna be able to perform more high demanding exercises over time. This is the first way how you can build muscles with calisthenics, and the second way that I personally utilize is gonna be weighted calisthenics, when you add some pounds in your backpack, or you buy a weight bell and you perform pull-ups, dips, push-ups with extra weight. The principle here is same as in the gym workouts, but the main difference in doing the weighted exercises in bodyweight exercises. The main reason why I love weighted calisthenics is because you have the perfect opportunity to measure your workouts easily, just like in the gym, because the only metric you measure is gonna be weight. And there is actually the third way, is combining bodyweight exercises and weighted calisthenics, which is kinda hybrid method. And it's when you use bodyweight exercises and weighted calisthenics simultaneously in one workout. Actually, this is what I'm currently doing right now. For example, I can do weighted and heavy compound movements in the beginning of the session, high demanding pull-ups, high demanding dips, and then closer to the end of the session, I go towards the bodyweight exercises. For example, it can be bodyweight triceps extensions, bar biceps curls, whatever that is already quite hard even with your own body weight. So you don't need extra weight for those movements because they are hard as a fact. So you can pick the way you prefer, whether it's bodyweight exercises, weighted calisthenics, or the hybrid method. And doesn't matter which way you pick, you can still follow these 12 principles I'm gonna talk about in this video. And the first rule you need to follow is gonna be mastering the basics first. The strong foundation is needed everywhere. And by talking the strong foundation, I mean the ability to perform basic exercises with a high quality and good form. So before striving for doing pull-ups with extra weight, initially you need to learn how to do your first 10 pull-ups. Before doing pseudo push-ups, you need to learn your first 30 push-ups. Before doing what can be weighted dips, you need to learn 10 normal dips for the initial stage. So by saying mastering the basics, I mean getting better in those basic movements, compound lifts, to eventually prepare your body for the harder progressions or extra weight. The second rule follows from the first advice, is gonna be progressive overload. When you learn basic stuff, it's still very important to make sure that you progress by implementing progressive overload in your workout plan. By saying it, I mean, if you have a current workout plan and you repeat it week by week without any changes, and you do the same stuff over and over again, eventually, unfortunately, you can hit the plateau and stuck in one place. To avoid this and eliminate such mistake, you need to apply progressive overload, meaning adding one extra rep to your workout week by week, or you can add extra set in addition. Progressive overload also means improving your overall technique of exercise. So if you feel that previously in the last week your push-ups were quite hard to complete and now they get easier, it means that you also grow and progressive overload is in the game. And obviously progressive overload also can be adding extra weight and keeping adding that extra weight workout by workout. Since the progressive overload is a very cool method to grow, you can face the such problem as overtraining, because you constantly keep doing more and your body simply doesn't have time to adapt. That's why you need to give yourself a specific period of time when you recover. Recovering, I don't mean that you don't train at all. I mean you reduce the total volume, weekly volume that you need to complete, just for maintenance or to not lose your gains or just to let your muscles remember the load. So the third rule calls periodization. There are tons of ways to implement periodization in your workout structure, but basically, for instance, let's keep it simple. You have 3 training cycles: hypertrophy, strength and endurance. They are needed for the first reason to let your CNS to recover and not burn out. For the first hypertrophy cycle, your primary goal is gonna be hypertrophy, meaning building muscles, working in the medium intensity. Then the next week you can work on the strength, doing high intensity exercises and low range of reps to work about 5-8 reps will be enough for the strength. And then on the endurance period, meaning next week, you kinda let yourself to recover because the intensity is low. You don't need to push yourself to your limits. I decided to talk about this in this video because that was one of my mistakes I personally made. I could constantly be focused on just hypertrophy cycle without doing any strength or endurance work, and that's why I was not that consistent as I would like. I could quit in a week, or I could train consistency for a month, but eventually I quit for another month without workouts because of that burnout. And I find out that recently that to eliminate it, to not let it happen, you need to apply periodization to grow in one stage of your training cycle and recover in another. So keep it in mind, it's not that hard as you think. Just divide your workout structure on 3 periods: hypertrophy, strength and endurance. The fourth rule is gonna be incorporate weighted calisthenics. I mentioned previously that you can pick the way of going harder with bodyweight exercises, doing harder progressions and variations. And this is specifically for those people who want to switch more to weighted calisthenics, because if you feel that you can perform more than 20 pull-ups, more than 50 push-ups, and you actually are not that interested in doing harder variations, doing those, decline push-ups, wide grip pull-ups, if they seem kind of boring to you, you can always apply weights and grow with them. Because it's way easier to complete 5-8 reps of pull-ups with extra weight than perform 50 pull-ups in one set, or divided in 3 sets performing 15-20 pull-ups. So it's just easier for you to work in a lower rep range, but pushing a little bit harder because of the fact that you utilize that extra weight. And while doing this, I want you to know the fifth rule is gonna be you need to do compound movements without forgetting about the isolation exercises. In calisthenics, it's quite hard to isolate one muscle group because the majority of the exercises are compound lifts, meaning you engage several muscles simultaneously. But isolating is actually needed for muscle growth because you can be specifically focused on one area of your body without engaging another one. So in the gym, it's quite easy. You can separate your biceps by doing biceps curls. You can separate your triceps by doing triceps extensions, whatever it might be. In the calisthenics, if your goal is building muscles, it's gonna be also very important point to follow. That's why incorporate some isolating exercises for those small muscle groups. I know that's not that easy because, as I said previously, the majority of the exercises are compound lifts, but basically, let's say for the biceps you can perform bar biceps curls, for the triceps you can perform bodyweight triceps extensions. I love those exercises so much. They are gonna lead your muscles to brilliant sensations as hell. Just try them if you didn't try them before. But actually, don't forget about the isolating exercises because they are needed for the muscle growth. If you're focused on the calisthenics skills, you can skip almost all the advice I'm talking about right now. Just keep the most obvious ones in your workout plan. But in case of building muscles, compound and isolating lifts need to be friends in your workout structure. Alright, let's move forward. It's gonna be the sixth rule is just slow down. Don't rush while you perform the exercise. Most importantly, I want to emphasize you need to slow down specifically on the eccentric phase, in the phase when you stretch your muscle. In the pull-ups, it can be on the way down. On the push-ups, it also can be on the way down. On those eccentric, aka negative parts of the exercises, you need to be slow, feeling those muscle fibers and squeeze them on the way up. Because muscles grow way better in the negative phase in comparison with the positive one. So be focused specifically on the way down while you stretching the target muscle and squeeze it on the way up where you need to contract your target muscle. I know that you are watching this video and you're probably a beginner and you don't have a workout plan, which is a mistake actually. That's why the seventh rule I want you to know, and it's gonna be creating a workout plan. Yeah, it needs knowledge to complete this task. That's why if you have troubles with it, you don't know how to create the proper workout program, especially in calisthenics for building muscles, it's a little bit harder than in the gym. That's why to solve your problem, you can simply DM me on my Instagram, top link in the description. Just let me know that you are interested in one-on-one coaching and we will set up your workout plan specifically for you. So top link in the description. But actually, if you are not gonna go and follow that link, there are several tips you can utilize right now, right here. Basically, there are 3 workout splits. It's gonna be full body, upper lower, PPL. The reason why I mentioned these 3 is because they all provide with the perfect opportunity to hit your target muscles several times a week, which is just better. You can divide the total volume on the 2 weeks, on the 2 working sessions per week. You will be not that fatigued while, for example, doing the total volume in 1 session. So you can divide that volume in 2 sessions. It's just easier. And pick one which is the best for you, that appropriate to your schedule and fitness level. Basically, full body is the best option for beginners and intermediate athletes. Upper lower is gonna be for intermediate, and PPL, push-pull legs, is gonna be for advanced athletes. If it's full body, work on your entire body throughout 1 session, doing 2 exercises for 1 muscle group. If it's upper lower, just alternate between pull, push, pull exercises in 1 upper session, and in the lower you just specifically focus on those legs. If it's push-pull legs, when you have a push day, be focused on those chest, shoulders and triceps. If it's pull, be focused on the back and biceps. If it's legs, obviously you need to hit those legs. And by talking about legs, yes, don't forget about training them, which is the 8th rule, by the way. Don't forget about training them because they are equally important as your upper body, especially in case if you're interested in building muscles. There is no reason why you need to skip them. I believe that if you are focused on the calisthenics skills, yeah, you have the excuse to skip them because your legs get heavier. But if the main goal is building muscles, as mine, then you have no reason to skip the leg day. That's why it doesn't matter whether you pick full body, upper, lower, PPL. In each workout split, you can hit those legs even twice a week. So we've discussed all the important aspects of the training process. Now let's get further to more nutrition and recovery stuff. Basically, about sleeping, everything is easy, you know it. You need to fall asleep today and wake up tomorrow, and it needs to be in range from 7 to 9 hours in the night. Make sure that your room is totally dark and quite quiet, because previously when our ancestors were living in the caves, if they heard some noise in the bushes, they couldn't sleep because there could be a hunter. That's why, to let yourself relax and chill out at night, make sure that there is no disturbing noises and the room is quite dark. That's so that your body can relax, because there are no bothering factors that can interrupt you from sleeping and recovery. Okay guys, the next section is gonna be nutrition, and I'm gonna give you some nutrition tips, because building muscles, it's not only about the training, it's also about the nutrition and how good you eat. Just shortly, I'm not gonna keep it too long. Be in a calorie surplus if you want to be building muscles, and make sure that your macros are in check, meaning protein, carbs and fats. In terms of protein, they are essential for building and rebuilding your muscle fibers after the hard workout sessions. That's why consume from 1 to 2 grams of protein per 1 kilogram of your body weight. In terms of carbs, you can consume 4 grams of carbs per 1 kilogram of your body weight, and keep your fats also in check for the overall health and normal hormonal release and hormonal balance. That's why 1 grams of fat will be enough for the maintenance of your body. It's actually it. You can track your macros and calorie intake by using different applications. There are tons of them out there, and I personally utilize Fat Secret because the application is quite easy to understand. There is nothing too hard. You can utilize the QR code and stuff. And I know the MyFitnessPal, it goes like that. I didn't utilize it, but I know that it's very popular in USA and in Europe. So you can utilize MyFitnessPal, for example, but if you need another one, you can utilize Fat Secret, but actually there are tons of them. Pick one that you love and which is the most understandable for you. And don't forget about tracking your progress, not only in terms of nutrition, about those calories and macros, but also in terms of the workout plan. I personally do this by... Wait, give me 1 second, guys. I personally love doing it and writing down everything here in my notebook, because you can do this in a digital version, having a Google document and stuff, but personally for me it's way better to see everything on the paper. So I can show you, for example, the workout. Here are the reps and sets, and you see that I have a date and I can compare my results, current results, with the results that I had a year ago. Also, you can write down your workout program also like this. It's push-pull leg split, again push-pull legs. I also had upper body workout somewhere right here, upper lower workout split and stuff. So keep everything in check and track everything wherever. Doesn't matter, it can be notebook or your notebook, because if you aimlessly do stuff without knowing how many reps you do, how many sets you did, and you don't have the opportunity to compare your results and see in front of you that you actually progress, then there is no sense in it. You need to see the specific uprising chart in front of you of your progress. It can be also weight, sets and reps, weight you utilized, and your workout plan also need to be written somewhere. So keep everything in check and make sure that you do this on a daily or weekly basis, because it's essential. The 12th tip is gonna be stay patient and consistent, because all these 11 tips, rules you find out, they are essential, but nothing works without the consistency. That's why make sure that you are consistent with these rules at least for 3 months, and after 3 months you can judge if it was helpful, useful, profitable, beneficial, whatever for you. That's why make sure that you are consistent with the workout plan you pick and you created, and the nutrition plan, the eat you consume on a daily basis. Everything should be consistent and in a harmony. Because if you follow your workout plan for 1 week and then you rest for another 3 weeks, if you eat super clean today but you eat like shit tomorrow, there is no sense in it, because you don't have everything in check, you don't track your macros and workout plans and workout programs, you are not consistent in what you are doing, then eventually you are just wasting your time and the time of the guy who helps you, who coaches you. That's why make sure that you always are consistent and you pay the specific attention to every aspect of the training process. Because I personally was that guy who could train obsessively for a week and then he couldn't stand up of the bed and go for a walk because of the burnout, because of the lack of periodization and stuff. I didn't eat and I didn't track my macros at all, and I didn't care about how many calories I consumed for building muscles, and then I was surprised why I don't gain any muscles at all. That was a quite long period of following this mistake. Unfortunately, I can say about 1, 2, 3 years I was making that mistake over and over again, and I just understand how demotivating it can be. That's why do not let it happen personally for you. Make sure that you are consistent and committed to the training process and to each aspect of this perfect area of the sport, I can say. So thank you a lot for watching. One-on-one coaching, top link in the description, and thank you a lot for watching. Appreciate you for being here. Consider subscribing, hit thumbs up, and see you brother in the next video. Success to you, man. Bye.